What happens when the D&D group rejects you for not looking the part? Let me describe the situation. First of all, some background info. I'm a 19-year-old college student who is definitely a nerd. I'm super into anime and manga, mostly manga, comic books, video games, and movies. But I also have other interests, such as fashion and combat sports, which translates into my appearance more than my nerdy interest. I'll admit that I'm an extremely vain person. I like to look good and dress with the trends. I do Muay Thai not because I have a warrior spirit or to learn to protect myself or stuff like that. I learned it just to stay in shape. I don't do other sports because I am absolute trash at other sports. The reason I'm telling you all of this is because it'll be an important part of the story. Let me explain. I'll start with the group. I met them about a month ago from my best friend Faye. Now Faye is a super nerd, super into anime/manga like me, video games, the usual. We've been friends since 8 years old, so he knows a lot about me and my interests. He knew that I am super into D&D, but never got the chance to play it for real. Being the good friend that he is, during the lockdown, he contacted some of his friends that he played Magic the Gathering with to set up a session and invited me to play with them as well. I was super excited. This was like a dream come true where I could be my super nerdy self with all my fellow nerds without being judged. I wanted to roleplay. I wanted to fantasize awesome moments. I wanted to build friendships with my fellow adventurers, and so on. Little did I know, my fantasy would stay a fantasy. So we planned to meet up at one of Faye's friends' house. He's the DM, who we'll call Gabe. Gabe was super friendly towards Faye, but not so much towards me. I thought maybe he was just not that comfortable with me yet, which I completely understand. Then 2 other players show up. Let's call them Ivan and Murray. When we first met, Ivan and Murray straight up just acted like I wasn't there and kept ignoring me. I was super upset because I thought, how would we have a fun time D&Ding like this? But I still kept with my thoughts of maybe they're just uncomfortable with me. Them being uncomfortable might be the problem at first, but as time goes on, I was sure that they were actually hating on me. You see, after everybody arrived, we started to sit down at Gabe's living room, except for Gabe himself. Faye is making small conversation with Ivan and Murray. I tried to be friendly and converse with them, but they would just end the conversation or straight up ignore me. I was getting kinda temperamental with the jerky treatment, so I called them out on it. I said something along the lines of, "Why are you guys acting like I'm Hitler?" They started to look super uncomfortable after that and stayed silent the entire time. I felt super guilty and just stayed quiet after that. My friend Faye was understandably super awkward after that too. I thought that maybe they're just shy and were intimidated on socializing with new people. I know most nerdy people are socially awkward, but I never thought that they would be this awkward. Then Gabe started to set up the table, but then he sensed that the group was super awkward and asked what's up. Ivan then replied with, "Why did you invite him over?" Pointing towards me. I said, "I came with Faye. I wanted to play D&D and he said that I can join." He also said that Gabe was fine with it. I was super defensive because he made it seem like it was my fault for this tense situation. Then Murray said, "Why do you want to play D&D? You don't look like someone that likes to play this sort of stuff." Now I realized they were acting like that because I do not look like a nerd, which is stupid. I really thought that this kind of mentality didn't exist anymore, but reality proved otherwise. How does my look have anything to do with me wanting to play D&D? Faye backed me up and said, "You guys sound super dumb right now. Judging people based on appearance? Are you in 5th grade?" Gabe looked super uncomfortable now. Ivan then said, "You really shouldn't play these kind of games. We don't like people like you here." I was like, well, fine, I can play with someone else, and just left with Faye. Before I left though, even Gabe the DM said to Faye that maybe he shouldn't invite people like me because it would make them uncomfortable. It was a super disappointing experience. I never thought that I would be judged based on my appearance and be outcasted just because I don't look like a nerd. A super disappointing experience, but I'm still trying to look for a nice group for my first time. So 2 things. First, never judge a book by its cover. Life is much more complicated than what you see in the media. Everyone has multiple layers, and most people don't fit neatly into a stereotype. Second, don't gatekeep, and avoid those who do. One should not be barred from anything because of what someone else thinks that person should not be a part of. If someone is interested in something, then let them decide if they like it or not. What do you all think about this situation?